everyone. I am Dr. Sonal Jain from Department of Anthropology, University of Delhi. In this series of forensic science lectures, today we will discuss about investigation and detection of cybercrime and various computer frauds. So, in this lecture, we will talk about various computer crimes, cyber crimes, digital forensics, and how these digital forensic can be useful to know, analyze, interpret, and to solve the various cyber crimes. As we know, with the advancing times, the digital forensics and the media and everything has been becoming digitized. But new techniques and new technologies comes with the new problems. If we are advancing in the field of technology, we have certain pros, but we have certain cons also. So, if the world is shifting towards a paradigm of digitization, similarly, the criminals are also getting so much smart and they are also shifting towards this paradigm of committing crime through the digital world. Now, as we say, the new times breed new crimes. Firstly, we have the bullock carts and then we have the bullock cart thieves. With the advancement, the cars came in the limelight and then we have the car thieves. But nowadays, we have computers and internet, and with this, we have various computer crimes and various internet frauds. It's a digital world and we all are, there are certain computer networks, softwares, and we are totally surrounded by this digitalization. Being with this paradigm shift towards the digitization, there is certain important factor which comes into picture is the security, and which is a very hot topic. As we are shifting our whole payments, our total Aadhaar card, our identity cards, identity towards e-certificates, everything we are putting into digital mode, whether it is our money, whether it is our certificates, whether they are our wills, etc. Everything is getting computerized. We have DigiLockers which take care of our different identity cards, for example, our Aadhaar cards, our PAN cards, etc. Similarly, in fact, now there is a drive by the government where even you can put all of your documents, medical documents related into digital lockers. But as everything is getting digitized, the question comes about the security of everything, the security of money which is in the bank. Number is being showing onto our phone that this much amount is in the bank. There is no hard cash which is running. The digital amount is being shown on our phone or on computers or on our laptops. But being with this digitization, we have to go and we have to think about the security of all the documents which are online. So, why it is important to learn about the cybercrime or the computer crime, and how the computer crime is defined different from the cybercrime. Nowadays, everybody is using computers, right from a grade 1 student till a master student or a PhD student, or the persons who are working in different companies, or whether they are doctors, engineers, etc. Everything is getting digitized. We are getting receipt of everything. From white collar criminals to all the terrorist organizations, and from teenagers to adults and toddlers also are using computers nowadays. In fact, the monetary transactions have increased a lot and they are moving to the internet very fast. We are using different modes of payment, whether by it is the wallets or using debit card, credit card, or different other apps for the transfer of money from one party to the another party. Various conventional crimes like forgery, extortion, kidnapping, etc., they are also being committed with the help of computers only. Previously, there were cases like the signature matching, signature identification on various checks, or there were cases like the forgery of various documents, the wrong documents. But nowadays, as the whole monetary transactions being done through the systems only, so the forgery, the extortion, the kidnapping, everything is digitized. where we can have the emails, where we can have the messages, or whether you can call at the cyber stalking, which is different from the normal stalking. They are being digitized. So new generation is growing up with computers. With the past COVID era, we have seen that it is very easy to shift from the normal world to a digital world, where we have seen in the last 2-3 years that even each and everything can be done using internet or computer. Each and every class has been taken online for an year or more. The whole session was of whether it will be the college students or the school students was being organized online, which we could have never imagined in the pre-COVID era. So as this digitization is expanding or it's happening so fast, similarly the criminals who are related or who have the knowledge of computers, they are also increasing at a very fast rate. If anything which is being developed by a person to help us or to secure us from a cyber crime, the person who is sitting at the end, on the other end, he thinks of a tactic that how it can be used or how it can be broken off and how the security can be broken off. So the cyber criminals, they are getting even more intelligent, or they are getting even more tech savvy than the persons who are developing the app. There are certain factors which we have to keep in mind. We have to keep our mind open and have to be aware about what different cyber crimes are going on and how can they be prevented with the knowledge that how they are being happening. So going with the definition, what is computer crime? All crimes performed or resorted to by abuse of electronic media. That electronic media could be computer, your cell phone, your tablets, your laptop, or otherwise, with the purpose of influencing the function of computer or computer system. That your computer could be harmed by that functioning or your computer system could be harmed, then those crimes are known as computer crimes. Now, how these cyber crimes are different from the conventional crimes? In conventional crimes, the person or the crime which is being happened is familiar. It is visible to the naked eye. For example, the conventional crimes like if we talk about the murder, burglary or any hit accident, etc., they are visible to the naked eye. There is a proper crime scene where the forensic investigators can visit and can have a look and collect evidences from that place. So it is visible, it is familiar. The investigating officers, the forensic investigators can look for the evidences and they can reconstruct the crime scene visiting there. The evidences are visible in those cases, and most importantly, we can tell that an individual has done this crime. We can get the biological evidence of that person, and particular individual can be identified using whatever evidence has been found at the crime scene. But in cyber crimes or computer crimes, the major difference is it's global. It's not restricted to a certain country, to a certain area, a district or a state. It's global. If you are sitting in India, uh, you can get a phishing attack, or you can be stalked by a person who is sitting in US, who is sitting in Africa, or the famous Nigerian scam where they call you that you have so much money, you can claim it by clicking on this link, and once you click that link, all your money is gone. So this crime, it's global. It's not restricted to the boundaries. It's automated. Sometimes not even persons are involved. There could be certain softwares which they have employed and they are sending emails to different persons. And it's continuous. Supposedly, in a conventional crime, if it is happening, if it is a rate of one crime per day, two crimes uh, in a day, etc. But the cyber crime, is going on a continuous speed. It's not stopping. If a cybercrime, or if an attacker, or if a hacker is sitting a place, at a single time he is attacking at multiple locations in different countries. He is attacking maybe someone in India sitting in US, or maybe attacking someone in Russia, or maybe attacking someone in Africa, anywhere. So this cybercrime compared to conventional crime is continuous. Moreover, the major thing is it is invisible. You don't know from where it has happened until and unless the server is being detected. And even after knowing that this crime has happened from this particular area of this country, you cannot tell with 100% surety that who has committed this crime, because we can only link back towards the machine which has committed this crime, who has sent these signals, who has sent this email. But the person on whose name this machine is being registered, or the person in which premises this is being happened, is the person who is held responsible for this particular cybercrime. So the invisibility of the crime, being its global nature, being its automated nature, these crimes are very difficult to detect compared to the conventional crimes. So in the cybercrime, or as we say in the computer crimes, there could be two things. Computers may be the targets, or the computers are used as a tool for committing the crime. Where computer are the targets, then the first crime which can happen, or the first thing which can happen, is computer and component theft. Basically, someone has stolen someone's laptop. That is very common in cases if we go to the foreign countries and very major tourist attractive countries. Paris is famous for the component theft. If you are traveling in any public service, public transport, and if your metro or train has been halted at a station just for a second, the person will enter from one door and will take one of your bag and will leave from another door. That might contain all of your electronic gadgets, or your money, or your passport, etc. So that also include as a part of computer crime, that the computer or any component of the computer is being stolen. So that is computer and component theft, where the computer is being stolen from any institute, or from any offices, etc., or from being stolen from any private person with their private property. Then the second thing is system intrusions. Someone from a third location is entering into your system and is taking full control of your system. Where in the system intrusions, they can have full control of what all documents you have saved in your computer, what all passwords you have saved in your computer. He can check the history, which websites you have browsed in different browsers. So system intrusions, if the person has gotten access to the same, then whose system is intruded, that the company is in deep trouble. Next is software piracy. There are certain authentic softwares from different countries, like the Microsoft has Microsoft Office, Microsoft 365, but we as younger generation, we look for the cheaper options. Instead of buying an expensive software, we look for the pirated softwares which is being created. And software piracy is a very common computer crime. Software theft, various viruses, various worms, they are being sent to the computer system. Now, using computer as the instrument, we have various financial crimes. That's it, where the person is using or taking help of any computer system and is going for various financial crimes. He can send you a link, where you will click, or he can send you a link which will look like the payment gateway of your bank. You will think You are opening your bank payment gateway. For example, you are thinking I'm just opening my Axis Bank website or my SBI Bank website, but it looks like the SBI payment gateway, but the person has made some changes in the web browser, in the HTTP link, and you will transfer to a page where all your information will be sent to that person. Another major crime which is being happen nowadays is child pornography. After the kidnapping of the children, they are being treated as objects, and the child pornography has been done in various cases. Solicitation of minors, harassment and stalking. We have so much history saved in our browsers. The other person can look for our previous history, previous relationships, or any other previous acts we have conducted, and can use the same for harassing us or for stalking us. There are so many social media platforms where we put our information, our sophisticated information, like our names, what's our age, what are our birthdays, where do we put up our surrounding photographs. So the person can take those information from your social media handles and he will stalk you, and he might get some sensitive information, and that might lead to your harassment, and there are so many cases which lead to the so many suicides. So a crime which started with computers as the instruments may lead to a heinous crime like suicide, murder, etc. There are credit card frauds that also come as a part of the cybercrime. If you are going to pay at any restaurant or anywhere and they have a scammer in the credit card machine, they will show you that only 1000 rupees is being deducted from your credit card, but the scammer will take a photograph of your credit card, the front and the back, and that may lead to the deduction of money from your accounts. Identity theft. Identity theft is one of the major cybercrime which is being happening. Most of the websites or most of the companies or showrooms where we purchase certain stuff, we submit our identity documents. For example, we submit our iCards, we submit our PAN cards. There are certain people who are working in that particular area or the domain which might get a hand on your sensitive information. They might take photographs of your Aadhaar card or your PAN card, and they might call you that we know that you live here, this is your name so and so, your birthday is on this date, this is your address. Or they might use your identity and they make the fake Aadhaar cards on your name, your address, your birthday, and that can be used for different crimes. That can be used for harassing someone, stalking someone, giving your name, giving your address, etc., and that might lead you in trouble. One way of escaping from this is, if anywhere you are submitting your Aadhaar cards or any other identity cards or any other financial cards like PAN cards, etc., then you should sign there and you should write that this Aadhaar card is being submitted for this purpose, and you should sign that with the date. Then internet fraud, so many internet frauds are going on. So many people, they claim as the market is being digitized, so many people are selling things on various apps. To name a few, we have one major app, OLX. So people are selling things, other party which shows interest, they will send you a link, okay, I am sending you 10,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees, and once you click on that link, instead of receiving the amount will be deducted from your bank account. So the major thing or the major crux is the awareness in all the cyber crimes. Counterfeiting is also happening as the digitization is happening or the technology is advancing. Anyone can take the photographs of your passport and make a fake passport using your name or using your address. and can use your identity for any serious crime. So why we have to worry about these computer crimes? The crimes committed using a computer or the internet can be very costly than other crimes. A bank robber may get between 3,000 to 6,000 on an average, but the average loss from computer fraud could be more than 1 million. The crimes are larger and affect more people. A hacker can steal hundreds of personal account records from e-commerce databases. All of your information is on e-commerce websites, on different Amazon or the Flipkart websites, where your address or all your personal informations, or you have saved the details of your credit card or debit cards. So hacker can easily enter into the system of these e-commerce websites and take away your phone numbers, your address and everything. And at once he can attack thousands of people. But in the conventional crimes, if one family is affected, in the cyber crimes, side by side 1,000 families are being affected. Another major reason is these crimes are very hard to detect because of the nature of these crimes. They are invisible, they are automated, and as they could be global, so there is multi-jurisdictional issues and country boundaries are involved in such cases. So various computer crimes involve the identity theft, online auction fraud, crime against children and the elder people, gambling, money laundering, narcotics, prostitution, hacking, website defacement, network intrusion, etc. Major important are the virus distribution through email scams, theft of intellectual property and piracy, harassment, stalking, homicide, terrorism, and the list goes on. So from a computer crime perspective, computers can be classified as target of the incident, that is something has happened with the computers, either they are being stolen or some malware or some trojan is being injected to the device. Tool of the incident, if someone has used a computer to commit the crime, then it becomes a tool of the incident. And incidental to the incident, that it plays some role in the incident, then it becomes the incidental to the incident, where someone is recording you, someone is making your video, then it becomes incidental to the incident, and then the evidence can be found in each of these. Now in going for the digital investigation and computer forensics, we have to determine what actually has happened, what party is being affected, whether it is a monetary case, it is the cyber stalking case, or is it a case of harassment or a case of pornography, prostitution. So firstly we should determine what has happened, when did it happen, on a particular date or a series of date when it is being happening, where did it happen. That is a question which is very difficult to answer because of the mobility of these devices. So we cannot restrict this question like where did it happen. Who is responsible is still another question which is little difficult to determine at early stages, that who is responsible. How was it done? That can still look for the answers, we can go for the answers, that how this proper crime was being conducted. Now the digital forensics, if we go by the definition, it is the use of scientifically derived and proven methods towards the identification, preservation, collection, validation, analysis, interpretation, documentation and presentation of digital evidence derived from digital sources for the whole reconstruction of the events. How it happened, where it happened, who has done this and how he has done this. So digital forensic classification goes for the forensic data analysis, whatever data we have recovered from the crime scene, or we can say from the person who has committed the crime. Mobile device forensics include the capturing of all the mobile devices. The mobile devices can include your phone, your tablet, or the laptops, which can be taken anywhere to work. Those are mobile devices. Then the forensic audio and video analysis. That is one of the major field of digital forensics, where we evaluate the audio and video. The video evidence is also very useful nowadays in cases of the conventional crimes, where we can have a look at the video evidence. There are certain video cameras installed in various parts of the country, and that can give us the video of the criminal involved or the suspect involved. The computer forensics, where the computer as a target is being used. The cyber forensics. The cyber forensics and the computer forensics, they are different, where the computer as a target is being used, and the cyber forensics where the computer as a tool is being used. Then we have the database forensics. In the computer forensic and the cyber forensic, computer as a target is being used, and the cyber forensics, we have the network, where the network is being targeted. In the software forensics, it is for identification and categorization of the malware source in the form of source code, email, and any e-document. So the cardinal rules of computer forensics is never mishandle evidence, never trust the subject, operating system or machine, and never work on the original evidence. If you are having any image, always go for the duplicate image and work on it, and whatever you have, you should document each and everything. So the digital crime will continue to increase, and the criminals will become more sophisticated. Technology and expert help should be enlisted to aggressively pursue fraudsters. Basic training and foolproof tools are must for all crime first responders. Advanced training and high-end tools are required for the evidence processing lab. And most importantly, whatever cases are being happening, they should be widely publicized to create deterrence, that everyone should be aware what is being happening, so that they can save themselves from the computer crimes. Thank you.